Well, welcome back to Coffee Core, and today I'm going to talk through this new machine that I've been given. So I did mention in my previous video that I have been gifted a Gaggia Classic. I have just finished repairing my Gaggia Grand Deluxe, which is fine, but a friend of mine said I could have this. He said it's not working. He didn't quite know what the problem was, and so I was going to have a look at it. The first few things I thought could be the problem could be that, actually before I get to what the problem is, the issue with it not working is that there is nothing that's coming out of the group head. When you turn it on, it makes a loud noise. The pump it sounds very loud. Steam comes out of the steam wand, but upon closer inspection, we've discovered that only steam comes out of the steam wand. So when you turn on the steam button and the espresso button at the same time and then turn this knob, you should only get water coming out of the steam wand. Sadly, that isn't happening. So all that's coming out is steam, which suggests that it is that there's not a blockage in the system, like a limescale buildup. That it probably actually is a pump issue. So that means I can't perform the back flush and clean out the limescale buildup, which is a common problem as I was sort of getting at. The other thing that is sometimes classed as a fix for buildup of limescale in the solenoid valve, which is up there, I've taken the pipe out, is, for when this is on, it's not plugged in at the moment, when this is on, you sort of click this on and off in quick succession, and it sort of opens and closes the solenoid valve, and therefore breaks free any buildup of limescale. That didn't work. I did try that. So when you turn this on and turn the espresso function on, you just hear the pump really struggling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up. I'm going to have a look inside, just in case there's anything inside, like a loose connection, which could get repaired. Otherwise, I'll be replacing the pump and going from there. Also, it's a pretty minging looking machine. It hasn't been cleaned in a while. It's been in storage, so even if it did work, I wouldn't be using it right away. It needs a good thorough clean. So yeah, let's see how we do. That's the pump. It's looking loose. Alright, so I've switched it on. I'm just going to wait for this to light up to tell me that it is heated up. There is a bit of water still in the system, even though there's nothing left in the tank. But it might just help me to understand what's going on in here a bit more. You can hear it heating up, so there's something in the boiler. Ooh, boiler's very hot. Woohoo! And I probably should find something to put under there. Not think this through. There we go, pan pot. Oh, that was on, that's why I saw it. Okay, so what should happen is when this is on, I should be able to turn the steam on and the group head button on at the same time, and then turn this, and water should then come out of there. There we go, right, so that's on. So let's go this and this. Alright, I've just put some water in it. I'm just a bit worried now that I have drawn air into the system, which obviously will cause a bit of an issue. So as I just tried getting water to just come out of the steam wand, you saw lots of steam, but that's what's left. Ignore the dirt, okay, because it is a plant pot that I've literally just sourced quickly. Let's give it another go though. Now that there's water in it. Should not be that low. Just letting off some steam. So if I feel all of these hoses, they are empty. I don't actually believe there was any that the pump is drawing up any water from the tank at all. So I don't believe this boiler is getting any actual liquid, or not enough liquid anyway, which is why there's only steam coming out. One pump. So this is the type I need. I'm going to go and try and source that. So this is the new pump. So just comparing this to the old one. So the old one has this plastic bit. The new one is brass by the looks of it. They're basically both exactly the same. But this one is newer. So you can see the date on the old one is 2009. And this new one is 2025. The type is a little bit different though. This is EP5 and that is EX5. But as far as I can tell, they are both exactly the same. And as shown in the video, the actual recommendation on the website was this one for this machine. So I'm going to fit it now and see what happens. Hey! Look at that! Okay, I've just done some minor adjustments. Basically, there was a lot of water that was coming from here and from lower down because I had basically just done it all up hand tight. So I took it all back out, gave it a bit of a dry because there was a lot of pooling of water down there. Put it all back together again. I put a little bit of Loctite as well on this connection here because there was a lot of stuff that was just coming out. Hopefully it's done its job. I'm just going to refill the tank again because it has basically bled dry, and I'm going to see once again to see if anything at all will come out of the group head, and if not, I will remove the group head to see if there's anything causing a blockage there. But there's good news, there's definitely stuff that's coming out of the steam one now, so yes, I'm quite happy with that. It's quite dirty. There's no build-up of water there. Okay, so we're now at the stage where we need to descale the group head. So we're going to try doing that now. Now I've watched several videos, but by no means is this going to be the first thing that anyone's ever tried. So I got a few shout outs, I've written them down so I don't forget them. I need to shout out Stephen Dalton, Tom's Coffee Corner, and Whole Latte Love. I'll put the links to the videos that I watched of them in the description, and also the Gadget channel, because that was also very helpful in understanding what is going on in the machine. So my understanding is that because the water is now coming out of the steam one, that the pump is working, which we know anyway because I've just replaced the pump, and because there is nothing coming out of the group head, then that is because there is a highly likely to be a bit of limescale that is stuck in the solenoid valve. So the solenoid valve is inside, and it is sort of the bit that controls whether or not any liquid comes out of this or this, and it also controls the backflush as well, which is what this pipe is for. So we'll come to the backflush later, because as soon as I can get any liquid coming out of here, then I'll perform a backflush, and I'll talk through that as that happens. So basically, as we switch this on or this on, it then the solenoid moves from side to side, dictating which direction the water is going, whether it's coming out of here or out of here. And what can happen is, as scale breaks away from within the boiler, it flows down through the pipes and it gets stuck in areas that is where there are smaller passageways for the water to get through. And within the solenoid valve itself, there are two tiny little holes in order to create pressure, basically, and those holes can quite frequently block up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to perform the operation to try and break up the scale, and basically I'm going to turn this on, and then also open the steam one valve to full. There we go. I'm going to turn on the brew button and then every now and again I'm going to turn on the steam button and then turn it off again. And what that is doing is then opening and closing the solenoid valve, as I've already said, and so that will hopefully be smashing any limescale out of there. What I've also done is the water in here has a solution of descaling solution, so that's very easy to find. There is a Gaggia version which you can use, and they advise to put half a bottle in. I'm not using Gaggia, I'm using another, I think it's a calf. I'll put that in a minute. And what we do then is we put about 30 grams of that and mix it into the solution. So let's give this a go. So I must have done this for a good 15-20 minutes. Obviously kept changing the water and having to keep putting new solution in. The guidance online said to keep at it because it will eventually break down the lime scale that's probably blocking the solenoid, but nothing was happening. So I decided it was probably a good idea to then go at it and strip down the whole unit and see if I could see what was going on inside. So now I have completely removed the boiler from the machine, and as I just pointed there, that is where the solenoid valve is. The box around it is the electromagnet. So I'm just gonna remove it. So I was expecting there to be an awful lot of gunk in there, and there wasn't. So I was a little bit confused because, as far as I could tell, that was the main issue. So I'm just unscrewing the bolts that hold the boiler together. The boiler is fitted to the base where the solenoid valve goes into, So I'm just removing that now, and you can see inside that there is definitely a buildup of limescale in there, but it's I guess not as dirty as I was expecting it to be. However, there's a lot of loose stuff in the bottom of the boiler as well. Quite a lot of loose stuff actually, and there are a number of holes in the bottom where the water flows out of, and it did look as though the lime scale had blocked that up. So I'm just removing the base of the group head now. I think I thought that would come out, but it doesn't. Just fully removing the solenoid. Especially considering the actual valve itself clearly didn't have any limescale in it, so I wanted to have a closer look at this portion here, where the two little holes are. I wanted to see specifically if there was any blockage there. See, there's a little red gasket there. There's actually two. The other one is still attached to the part of the solenoid that I just took off. Just thought it would be a good idea to remove every portion of it. This again is the part where the water from the pump flows into the boiler. The more I look back on this now, the more I realise that actually there was a lot of limescale buildup. Off goes the group head. So now that I have it all stripped down, I'm just putting some Cavisa into some warm water. I'll put things in there to soak, with the hope that the Cavisa will help break down the limescale, make it all easy to clean. I thought it'd be a good idea to just put some directly into the boiler, stand it upright rather than soak it. Stirring the Cavisa into the water, and there it is in the boiler. Don't know why I tried to stir that up, just overflowed everywhere. So I was careful not to put any of the rubber products in, because I know that kind of solution can actually break them down. So I just put everything that was metal in. It's always important to keep all of your screws somewhere safe. Don't leave them on the top of the worktop, because they they'll just go missing. That's what the drip tray comes in handy for. So the best tool to do this really would have been a fairly soft wire brush, which I didn't have, so I was actually using a scrubbing brush from a Chili's bottle. I mean, it helped to agitate things to a degree, but it was pretty useless. I then left all of this overnight soak. I think the standard Cavisa advice is to leave things for 15 to 20 minutes, but I thought this was quite a lot of stuff, quite a lot of limescale really, so it was something I thought maybe needed a bit longer, so I left it overnight. So actually the following day, stuff hadn't fully broken down, and so I actually brought the bottom of the boiler, the group head and the top of the boiler into the kitchen and sprayed it down with limescale remover, which is not the best idea in the world, but I just thought it would help break things down. So this is the bottom of the solenoid. This is the rest of the solenoid. The spring section is elsewhere at the moment. So this is pretty much how it looked when it came out of the machine. There was very little build-up or evidential build-up of limescale. But what I did notice is, once I stripped it all down, is that the bit on the right, the hole on the right, you can see there is some flaky stuff in there. That is limescale. And I think what had happened is that tiny little hole in the middle had limescale in there, which you couldn't see actually from the angle that we were looking at now, because it looked exactly like it does now. But basically, as I was just looking around, I saw that the one on the right, was dirty. So I stuck a needle in there and fiddled about, pushed around, and felt that it was crusty. And actually, what I did was a bit of a blow test, where I put my thumb over this section here and blew through the top bit to see if any air would come out of the hole on the right, and nothing did. And I did it the other way round, put my thumb over this and blew through that again, and I felt air coming out of this hole. So I knew that wasn't blocked and that this was. So basically I just went at it, scrubbing it up with or scrubbing it down with a needle. I had one of these, digging around in there. I also had a thinner one, which I appear to have lost, in the tiny hole at the top, just clearing it around. And now when I blow through, the air flows through freely. So I hope that this is the problem. So when I put it all back together, I will hopefully be able to get it working. I've also given the shower screen a very thorough clean. So I don't know if you can see the light through there. I think there are still some bits where where the light is not getting through, which means that it just needs a little bit more of a clean, just to make sure that there's nothing really that's causing any blockages. You can see there are some little dark patches there. So the boiler I have also cleaned out. It doesn't look that clean, but compared to what it was, it is significantly better. It looks as though there isn't really anything there that can fall off now, at least. I had to scrape it with a flathead screwdriver. Yeah, so this area, the bluey green ring, is an area that isn't making any contact with the water, so I don't really have to worry too much about that. I have tried to clean it off though, but it's really quite stubborn. I took the sort of the steam wand part off, and it was really tough to get off. And it turned out that there's sort of a gasket in there, which is very degraded. So I think I'm going to have to replace that. But yeah, that was really crusted on there. So basically trying to get this probably not back to factory, but certainly get it nice and clean so that there isn't really any margin of error when I do put it back together, provided that I put it back together correctly. So you can see there's a little bit of crustiness going on in there. However, the steam wand we know was working beforehand, so I don't think there's any blockages in this. That being said, I just thought it'd be a good idea, since I've got it stripped apart, to clean what I can. So this is the group head here. There's some sort of surface level rust there. I've given that a bit of a clean as well, so there isn't anything again to break off, but there's no blockages in there. The water comes down through all these holes, so we can see that there is nothing blocking those. This is the remaining of the group set, and the bottom of the boiler, so you can see that that is pretty much crust free now that I've given that a bit of a clean. Again, I've made sure that all of these holes are free from debris, so there shouldn't be any further blockages there. So when I come back to fitting it all back together, hopefully we'll be able to have a nice working machine. So I think the time has come to fit this all back together. To be honest with you, I probably need to have a new gasket underneath here, but I think it's going to be okay. And to be honest with you, I've just become a bit impatient. I just really want to get this thing together now. So you can see that I've done some cleaning. It doesn't look very clean, I granted, but I think, as I said earlier, this area doesn't really make contact with the water. Inside is a bit horrible, but it's not loose, which is the main thing. So yeah, I've cleaned it up as best I can, made sure there isn't anything that is that can get loose and sort of get in the way of the solenoid valve again. So I'm just gonna try and put this all back together. I did take a picture for me to follow. Hope it does sort of make sense to me, even if it doesn't to you. So I'm gonna try and follow that now and get it all back. So this is the machine fully put back together. I put some water in, so I'm just going to check now to see if it is all working. So yeah, let's turn it on and see if we get water from the group head and still out of the steam wand. Just make sure this is closed. Yep, that's great. And the power has gone off in the house. It seems to have tripped the switch. Okay. Huh.
The next day.
So here we are again, and I'm going to try it and turn on the machine and again see if the pump and if the pump is working properly, and if I've now successfully cleared the solenoid valve and everything else that's inside, by seeing if the water will both come out of the wand and from the group head. And if I am successful, I'm going to make myself a coffee. Really need one. So obviously I tried this yesterday by switching on the power, and as soon as I did, it tripped the power of the whole house. All the lights went off, everything stopped working. So I had to go and reset the fuse box. And now I'm going to turn it on to see if it has worked. Oh! Wow! The lights are still on. It has stayed on power. That's amazing. Right, fortunately I've got water in the tank already, which is good. Let's just prime it. Still coming out of there, that's good. Hey! Look at that! Oh, that's epic. So, don't know how well you can see that, but that water is pretty minging. It's got a lot of scum on it and bits floating around, so I think I'm going to run it until it's clear before I drink anything from it. That's rubbish. Take two. Nice and messy. Better. Still quite a wet. It's quite a wet crema, I'd say. I'm still going to give it a taste though. So just looking at the puck, it is really quite wet. I'd say it's a fairly even distribution of water. There doesn't seem to be any obvious signs of pitting, maybe a little bit there. But yeah, I think it's probably just wet. So I think I need to do some dialing in, which is not surprising considering this is the first time I've used this particular machine. The machine that I was using prior to this was a Gaggia Grand Deluxe, as I've talked about before, which is a 58mm portafilter, so you can see the size difference. This is much smaller. I think it's deeper as well, so it will obviously affect the way that it pulls shots. Also, because I've had that for quite a while, I've been picking up various bits and pieces, so I have this sort of little basket and also a puck screen, which is way too small for this. And although this fits on, it doesn't really. It's too small. I need to get some bigger things to be compatible with these, and I think that will aid in pulling decent shots as well. The other thing is this tamper that came with this stuff that my friend gave me. It's not a spring-loaded one, so it has to rely on me being good at doing it, which, to be fair, I get is something that comes with practice, but it is quite nice to have something like this, which is spring-loaded, so as you press it, it basically equates to the kind of the correct amount of force to tamp your coffee correctly. So I think I'm probably going to invest in some upgrades which will assist in this dialing in. I might even try and get a bottomless portafilter, just because that also helps in seeing how the water is flowing through. But yeah, let's see how this tastes. So here we are with the finished product. It's a coffee. And so I guess I am satisfied with that. I do need to do some dialing in, and it tastes okay. I mean, I don't really know what I was expecting. I think I had built up in my mind that this coffee machine, because it is so much better than the coffee machine that I have already, that it would just be like a mind-blowing experience. I guess if it was new and hadn't been potched around with a complete and utter noob, it might have been a mind-blowing experience. I do have some dialing in to do, as I've said, so there's quite a lot of sputter that's coming out of the spout of the portafilter, and I think that is probably due to my grind setting, the basket weight. So I think I was putting in the first basket, I put 20 grams in. I think that was too much. The second basket was 18, and was possibly might have been the right amount, but possibly was not fine enough. Because that's the other thing I had not done. I didn't adjust my grind setting to compensate for the fact that this is a better machine. So my other machine, it doesn't really take proper espresso ground coffee. It just blocks it up. So normally, when you're making an espresso, it will be very fine grounds, but the Grand Deluxe just doesn't really handle fine grounds. It's not designed for that. It's designed for really people who don't grind their own beans and are buying pre-ground beans, which are often ground for cafetières and for mocha pots. So so I think the shower screen holes on the Grand Deluxe are bigger, and therefore get blocked up more by finer grounds. So I can grind the beans for the classic much finer, and I wonder if I do that, if it will pour better as well, have less sputter. I mean, as far as the taste of the coffee goes, it has quite a bitter start, but a smooth finish, which suggests to me that it's not burnt, so it's not over extracted, if that makes sense. I mean, I still drink this, like, it's not bad. But I do have a very diplomatic, if I could put it that like that, diplomatic palate. As in, I will drink instant coffee. So, yeah, you know, I mean, I guess I do know what a good coffee tastes like. I have had that in my life, and this isn't that. But as far as it goes for just a kind of a one-off, or the second pull of a machine that has been left idle for a while and has had to undertake quite a lot of work, I'd say this is pretty good, and I'm quite satisfied with it, and I will probably pull another one exactly like this later on today and still be happy with it. But I'm going to be doing some upgrades, as I said, and some dialing in, and I think within the next couple of weeks I will hopefully have, you know, my ideal coffee.
No.
Thank you for watching.